Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna go on mute. I ain't know you were gonna say it that time. Oh man, Gia, we back up in it once again. Talk some boxing, man. I'm trying to find a channel real quick. Yeah, about to talk about these fights this past weekend. Just ended I think what was that, season 17 on the Champ Ross. Uncle Burnt apostrophe went out there and took first place. He had a tough battle. Him and Nick Harmer. They had the Thriller in Manila back and forth action all season. It came down to Uncle Burn apostrophe. He won by 9 points. So salute to him. I had told him a while back. I said, you look like an uncrowned champion. Because I just noticed he be on top of his stuff and he be pretty good with them knockout bonuses and stuff. And he went out there and got him a championship, man. So salute to him. Barely edged Nick Harmer. Harmer still the GOAT, though. We got more first place, second place, and third place finishes than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Nick Harmer. But this is the age of Uncle Burt apostrophe.
Salute to him. Congratulations to him. Hey, he got multiple first places too.
Yeah, he got I think he got the knockout bonus and he got first place. I think he got the knockout in the correct fights list. Because he had a new category this time. Whoever just picked the most winners. You know what I'm saying? I think
MZ, salute, bro. Gil Cole, salute. What's happening, bro? Right
salute.
In the building, salute. Jesse Aguilera in the building, salute. Lala D, salute, sis.
Salute. What's going down? Yeah, Rod's the champ. My boy Gil Cole, Lala D. Hey, you need to go ahead and come on back to the Champ Ross next season. Yeah, we start the new season this week. Why don't you go ahead and come back and get up in there? Come show something. Salute to Jesse Aguilar, bad man. Had him another season, good season. I think he was like top 5, top 4 or something like that. Another strong showing from Jesse Aguilar. Yeah, what's going down, man? Rod as the champ said, you know what time it is. Libra Nation, Libra gang. Yeah, my birthday Wednesday. I was thinking about going ahead and dropping this trivia on my birthday. That's how I think. It's my birthday, but let's go ahead and drop the trivia or something. I guess it's just another day, huh, man? Miss Army Brown in the building, Amazon Angel. What's up with it? She said, what's up, fellas? Trey X, Brother MARLO'S corner chatting the Mars blessings. I appreciate you coming through. But yeah, man, we was talking before we had got on. Well, we were starting to talk about the fight that took place this past weekend with Jamel Charlo and Canelo Alvarez. First off, I'd like to say I'm very glad that I didn't purchase the fight. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just had a feeling the energy wasn't right. The way Charlo be giving this man so much respect, and he been giving him all that respect for years and stuff. He just seemed like he ain't go in like no warrior. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of sensed that shit. So I'm glad I didn't pay for it. Watched it for free, courtesy of my boy Yasa. Sent me the link. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was really embarrassing. The man didn't even go out there and try to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see him step to Canelo to try to put no assertive attack on this motherfucker, try to set up some offense. At the very least, I would see him try to throw something to get Canelo off of him for a while. You know what I'm saying? But, man, he didn't step to that dude trying to win that fight. That was ridiculous, man. It wasn't nothing but a cash grab. He went up there to get his money, go the distance, don't get knocked out, and that's like a victory for him. You know what I'm saying? He knocked some shine off himself. Like, even if he have a fight with Crawford, that fight ain't even interesting no more. You know what I'm saying? Because this dude went out here and went out like a cur. That just is what that is. I think they need to change their name. All that Lions Only and all that shit. Nah, you can't be Lions Only and go out there and fight like that. You know what I'm saying? I like we talk about Earl Spence because Earl Spence went out there and lost pretty big to Crawford, but at least he went in there fighting. He didn't go out like no Curry. He went off in there trying to win the fight. This dude here came out running from the beginning. It was a straight track meet. Held the man when the dude got in close, didn't try to set up no kind of offense. That shit was ridiculous. It was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I know that he went up and weight and all that kind of stuff, man, but goddamn, you got to go out there and try to win. Hell, if I ain't mistaken, Sugar Ray Leonard came off a long layoff and went up and weight and fought Marvin Hagler, and that was his first fight at 160, if I'm not mistaken, and he went in there trying to win the fight. This dude here went off in there scared. Hey, man, I hate to say that about fighters, but just the way the energy that I got from that was a dude was afraid of Canelo, and he just had too much respect. I give him credit because he took some hard shots, he took some hard body shots, but he ain't going there trying to win. Let's see what y'all talking about in the chat. I see the Kane just hopped on. What's up, bro?
Salute,
What's
bro.
happening, man? That shit. Hey, I agree with you, brother. Ridiculous.
Ernest Davis, salute, bro. Miss Lex, salute, sis. Yeah, I was gonna say that yeah, man, the motherfucker went in that motherfucker fighting like he was just trying to go to distance, right? I was saying that throughout the fight, like Derek James was trying to tell him, man, like you need to take it to him, man. Stop backing up. Take it to him, man. Throw hard shots and shit. As soon as he went out there, he kept repeating the same shit. So I was like, I'm thinking in my head, I said, this motherfucker trying to go to distance. And sure enough, after the fight, what that motherfucker say? Shit, at least I didn't get knocked out. I didn't get stopped. I went the distance. I was like, oh, this motherfucker, man. But yeah, I was disappointed. Man. The motherfucker wasn't there to win at all. He was there to kind of similar to what Plant was doing, trying to get respect from the motherfucker. And that was a bad recipe. And he got beat. He got beat, man.
Only thing I would say to that, bro, is that it was Caleb Plant. To me, he actually went in there, at least in the beginning, looked like he was trying to win the fight. This performance against Canelo, I gotta say, ranks up there with the worst that I ever seen. Like, I have respect for down there everybody else that fought against Canelo over this because they tried to win. Like, you could talk about Liam Smith. Liam Smith went out there and fought like a gangster in that fight. We could look at somebody like Amir Khan, got knocked the fuck out. Amir Khan went out there and tried to win a couple rounds. You know what I'm saying? Who you want to bring up? Anybody that we bring up had a better effort against Canelo Alvarez than Jermell Charlo all day long. I would take anybody's performance over here. What'd you say, bro?
I said, yeah, that's a fact. I was just talking about his mentality from the jump, though. Not you know what I'm saying, what happened. His mentality just seemed like, you know what I mean, that's all he wanted to do was get the motherfucker respect. Like he wasn't trying to get his respect by hitting him hard. You know what I mean? Or catching him clean. Like I just didn't understand that shit, man. And you're right though, Plant did have a better effort. At least he won some rounds. I think Charlo probably won one round or some shit, and that was barely because Canelo wasn't active.
Yep, I agree with you. What you about to say, Kane?
Yeah, man. Listen, before the fight, after the weigh-in, he was out there talking about, yeah, I'm doing this for that culture that they talk about. I'm like, man, stop it, cause it shit tripped me out when Cameron. I don't know if you saw Cameron talking about it. But Cameron was like, "What culture? Track culture, nigga? Cause you was running around the ring." But yeah, but the man, that shit where he was like, "I'm a bad motherfucker." Then you go out there and you don't even bite down. You don't grab your nuts and like try to win or nothing. You just powering the jab out there like you scared to punch the man. I guess them little arm punches that Canelo be throwing, that shit, that like soon as he felt that shit, he was like, "Oh damn, this motherfucker punching." Cause like, you know what I'm saying? He tried that shit on Bivol. Bivol hit him in the face with like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe he felt that shit and was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. Maybe I bit off more than I could chew."
Geneva wants to
Yeah.
lose it.
Miss Geneva Warren, the baddest lady in the land. What's up with it?
Hey, but
Winston
yeah,
Lee, everybody, man. I ain't said it to you. Irv H, if you still off in there, salute to you, everybody.
Winston Lee, salute, bro. Yeah, from jump, that motherfucker was the same all throughout the fight, man. He wasn't listening or didn't give a shit what Derek James had to say. And Canelo smelt it, man. Take it back. What round was that when he took that knee?
I don't know. It was like what,
Seventh round, I
round
think.
9?
Seventh round. This motherfucker got tricked. He thought that Canelo was gonna throw a hook, and he threw that motherfucker down the middle and caught his motherfucking head. That motherfucker got stunned. He didn't go down right away. He took a knee, but he was feeling some kind of way about that shot though. I was like, yeah, his head ain't in the game, man. He must have been worried about the weight class, going up 2 weights and what everybody's saying. He ain't focused on this fight. That motherfucker was somewhere else.
You know what? But I think
something.
I think his head was in the game. He went in there with a game plan that he was gonna go the distance and not get knocked out. I think him taking a knee was a sign of that because he was thinking clearly, like, okay, I got hurt. Let me go ahead and take a knee because I don't give a fuck about losing no points. All I'm trying to do is go the distance out here. So it looked like he went in there with a focused, clear, concise game plan. That's what he was gonna do.
Yeah. He said it after the fight though. Shit, so hell yeah, that's what it was. He just wanted to go to this. Gregory X, salute, bro.
Gregory X, OG. Yeah, man, I just can't. Like, he didn't even try to win. You know what I'm saying? That hurt. Let me jump up in the chat and see what the people talking about a little bit though, cause we ain't read no chat. I'm gonna start at the top. Rod as the champ said I had a pretty decent last couple of weeks. The Champ Ross boxing prediction. I went out there and fucked myself out of the top 10 last week. I had multiple opportunities to make the right decision, and I refused to be in the top 10. So I went out there and fucked that shit up. It's all good though. We got the new season right here. Yeah, it's on once again. OG up in the building. That's Ernest Davis. What's up, OG? Say salute, little bro. OG up in the building. Miss Legs say what's up, fellas. Lala D said Bud said he's disgusted. He doesn't want mail anymore. Yeah, I saw that shit, man. I saw that. It wasn't a good look. That motherfucker D-Lo was the first person I saw mention that shit off on Discord. He was like, the man performance was so awful that it knocked all the shine off a potential fight between him and Crawford. And that's the truth. Like, that man, his stock just went down so much in one fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was a bad look right there, man. Rod as the champ said all the other weeks were garbage for him. All right, Rod as the champ said Charlo was a major disappointment. Yeah, that was a major disappointment, man. Irv say salute to the corner, salute. Pecos Bill said y'all stop playing, hit the like button. Definitely would appreciate if y'all hit the like button. Miss Lex say so. I made my way to the fight. The atmosphere was, I don't know what that means. Said I hate that the vibes were blacks versus Mexicans. Okay, I had saw that shit. The type of card that they had several fights with the blacks going against the Mexicans. That's why, you know what? I was thinking about that when Erickson Lubin got that decision over Jesus Ramos. I got to go back and watch that fight again, man. That was when I watched the fight, I had the feeling that Lubin was boxing, but Ramos was fighting. So that's what kind of made me think he might have won the fight. But when they had gave it to Erickson Lubin, it seemed like they might have been just trying to play with them, like the emotions that was going on at the time. Get all the Mexican people fired up for the main event for Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Because they all pissed off about that fight because everybody thought it was a robbery. You know what I'm saying? And the scorecards was wide too, man. They was like 115, 113, 116, 112. I think it was 111, 117, all in favor of Lubin. And I'm just like, damn, they couldn't find one judge that scored the fight for Ramos. Like, not even one of them. All three of them thought that Lubin won that fight. Did y'all watch that shit? How did y'all feel about that Lubin versus Ramos fight?
Man, that was a very odd score to that fight. Um, I was expecting a much better shit. I was expecting a much better performance from Ramos. I was kind of disappointed in how he performed, especially after how he did Joey Spencer out there. It's like, I don't know, he was cutting the ring off well, but I don't know, he just didn't seem to be showing enough aggression for me. I thought he won the fight, but I thought he gave away some rounds there toward like the middle and the end. So I think his corner told him he was up. He started coasting, so that was a mistake. you know. But I did think he won the fight, but I didn't like his performance though.
His father also told him, "Don't worry about knocking him out."
Yeah,
That was definitely bad advice. But
yes,
I thought he still won the fight, though. But like I said, I got to go back and watch it again. I felt pretty strongly about that until I saw my boy D'Lo saying that he felt like the right man won. So
you know the crazy. Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm just gonna say out of respect for his view, I'm gonna go back and watch the shit again.
Yeah, the crazy shit was Clarissa Shields and I think it was Shakur Stevenson and Richardson Hitchens, I believe, was all saying that they thought Lubin was boxing and he won the fight. But I mean, like, I don't think he even landed more punches than Ramos. But you know, it is what it is.
According to the punch stats, he didn't.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Ramos landed like 50 some more punches, like 56 more punches than him or something. It seemed like it was like 99 and 155 or something like that.
right.
But yeah, it didn't seem like he was doing a bunch of landing. It didn't seem like he was being aggressive, like really trying to take the fight to the dude. It looked like he was kind of like doing a little bit more than surviving, but he wasn't necessarily thriving. It's like somewhere in between. Like he was like looking real smooth and cool. Don't get me wrong, check hooks and all that kind of shit, but it didn't look like he was really just trying to go take the fight. But, you know, salute to Lupin though. Shit, he done been through a lot. And I'm happy for the guy. Um, Mr. Geneva Warren. Let me scroll down. Pecos Bill said Mayo he was layoff and drained. He can't be drained in fighting at 168. So we gonna take that shit and throw that all the way out the window. How the hell you gonna go up two weight classes and
He
be,
said
and be
all the way.
drained? Yeah, how you gonna go up two weight classes and be drained? But the layoff though, we talked about that coming into the fight. The man only had 2 fights since 2021.
They weighed the exact same. Him and Canelo weighed the same.
Yeah,
What was it? 165 and a half or some shit?
I ain't even catch the weigh
Yeah, he
in.
came in like at 165 and a half.
Yeah, this should have been his most comfortable weigh-in that he ever had.
Exactly. Like he didn't have to worry about weight or being no sweatsuits and none of that kind of shit. You know what I mean? He just had to worry about moving around with excess weight. You know what I mean? Weight that he ain't used to. That'd be the problem when the motherfucker move up. They're not used to, like, especially moving up two weight divisions. You know what I mean? What's that, like 14 pounds or some shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got 14 extra pounds and you moving around like you normally do with 14 extra pounds for 12 rounds. That shit would be like having a 14-pound vest on. You know what I'm saying? It can affect you in that way. If you that's all you got to do is train with that excess weight for your entire camp. You ain't got to be in no sweatsuits, no sauna suits. You know what I mean? You're just gonna be in that motherfucker, getting used to moving around with 14 extra pounds.
Yeah, and we we talk about fighters getting acclimated to weight classes for a reason. People just think about the weight that they got to deal with as far as about moving up, but you got to think about the punches that they receiving. You got to get used to taking them type of punches from folks in them weight classes. Because like when you get past 147, you go to 154 and on up, them motherfuckers get pretty big. You know what I'm saying? I know Canelo ain't just the biggest motherfucker, but he a stout built, strongly built type dude, and you see the type of punches that he delivers. You got to get acclimated to that kind of stuff, man. It's gonna be hard to take that on in your first fight, moving up to that weight class. You know what I'm saying? But we knew this going in. That's why I wasn't just excited about the fight. Like I thought it was a cool little gimmick. We got undisputed versus undisputed, but as far as the competitiveness of the match, I just didn't see it. And then that's
Yeah,
why I wasn't trying to buy it.
yeah. He was basically wasn't trying to see, even test to see if he could take Canelo punches, and when he did, you can see what happened. The effects of it. The motherfucker took a knee. He didn't get knocked out though. You know what I mean? That should have at least woke him up to, take a few more chances. That motherfucker wasn't trying to take none at all. That motherfucker, the whole time that song, I will survive. Hey, hey. That's all I was going through that nigga head.
All day. And jump back in the chat. Pecos Bill say him and Mace talked about his ass like crazy. I don't know what you're talking about. La D talking about, oh no, track culture. Yep, that's what it was. Winston Lee said Jordan Jackson is on the card. I don't even know what that is. Gil Cole, so let me get some extra crow because I had Charlo knock out in 11. Hashtag I did it for the culture. We sure got that crow for you. We got some leftover crow for you from Saturday. You tripped out on that one, man. How many times we gonna keep taking these fighters off of these long layoffs? Like we gonna learn sooner or later that shit don't pay off. For real. OG Gregory X, greetings, brothers and sisters. Pecos Bill said should have kept his ass at 154. He was stuck between a rock and a hard place though, because I ain't even sure that he gonna go out there and beat Tim Zoo. I know everybody think that it's just a foregone conclusion that he gonna go out there and beat Tim Zoo. And some folks can say, oh yeah, you can pick him if you want to. Talking about I'm crazy for picking Tim Zoo. But Tim Zoo is the hottest fighter in boxing. One of them.
I got Zoo.
Yeah, I got Zoo, man, because he one of the hottest fighters in boxing. Look how active this man been. He fighting good competition, stopping him. He got a fight in 2 weeks on the 14th against that dude that knocked out Fundora. What's his name?
Mendoza.
Yeah, that's a hell of a fight. Man, this dude been active. He been fighting, stopping people. I just think he a hell of a train to get in front of right now. If you a Charlo and you ain't been active, you barely having a fight a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. So that's why I say I think he was stuck between the rock and the hard place. Either he can go fight Canelo and make him some money, or he can go fight Tim Zoo and potentially get stopped or something and lose his belts. Miss Lex said Barrios and Ugas had the best fight of the card. Yep, I had predicted that too. I said last live stream, I said, man, hot take. I'm taking Barrios to put them hands on Ugas' ass. And that's exactly what it was. I'm just mad that I didn't bet no money. Yeah, I had some opportunities to bet some money and make some good money, man. Because we could have had Barrios over Ugas. We could have had All In, While In over Marat Gassiev. And we also could have had Lubin over Ramos just based on the pedigree scale. Lubin is a 3.5 and Ramos is a 3. We could have sprinkled a little something out there just to see what would have happened.
Hey, Mario came in with a hell of a game plan, didn't he? Ha! Worked it out.
Yeah, man. 28-year-olds normally beat 37-year-olds. And he got back with his old trainer, and he just looked like he had something to prove. You know what I'm saying? He's still a young guy, 28 years old. Like I said, he in his prime. Ugas coming off a hard fight against Earl Spence, getting his anatomy fucked up. Dude getting up there in age. Dude coming off a long layoff. It was just too much stacked against Ugas. I had to think Barrios was going to win that fight all day long. But that was a good fight, though. Lala D said it's true, even though at a different class. I don't know what you're talking about on that. Pecos Bill said, I thought Lubin lost. Okay. OG Gregory X said Lubin was gifted that decision. All right, so they think it was a robbery. Lala D said she agree with me on something. Right as the champ said, I guess they gave all the semi-close rounds to Lubin. Yeah, obviously. All day long. Pecos Bill said Lubin looked timid. You look timid to your OG? Lala D said Marlowe's corner. You got your gas, my punk? Oh, you done already answered you. Miss Lex said Ramos is a big dude. Lubin probably has PTSD from fighting that giant. I don't know. It might have gave him more confidence. Like y'all talking about big and bad Jesus Ramos. Well, shit, I done went off in there with somebody that might have been bigger and badder than him in Fundora. This dude 6'6" or some shit like that with these long ass arms, and he went out there and put a beating on Lubin. But Lubin showed some heart in that fight. He actually dropped Fundora in that fight, out of nowhere too. And I think Lubin might have got some confidence from that shit going into this fight. Pagos Bill said they came in at 167. Y'all know I'm being funny about the layoff and being drained. Okay, you being funny. Thought you was square business. Gregory X said Alvarez looked his best clump, beautiful raw self out there, huh? I don't even think it took all that. I think he was off in there with a man that was gonna make him look good regardless, because he didn't have it in him to try to go win. I don't think it took no clenbuterol. It didn't take nothing.
But I was thinking about that earlier. Like to me, Canelo looked like the same Canelo that fought Biffle. He was just fighting a 154 pounder.
Yeah. Derek Bailey, salute, bro.
Derek Bailey. Derek Bailey was betting on some games and shit with us. We had a tough ass weekend. And then this past weekend, I actually had a pretty good weekend betting on football, and he didn't get them picks. Like, god damn, I can't be missing you like that, OG. I don't be knowing if he want to stay in though, because he don't really be checking his messages and shit like
D-Lo,
that.
salute, bro.
One of my picks on right now, I took the Seattle Seahawks plus 3.5 over the New York Giants. You know what I'm saying? Me and MZ and Yasser. Ernest Davis say go with the money. I told you. What'd you say, bro?
I said, what's the score right now? 14-3 still?
Yeah, 14-3. Hopefully they hold on. Hold on. Ernest Davis say go with the money. I told you go with the money, OG. It was a few people saying they felt like Charlo was gonna win. I say, man, you always follow the money when it comes to that type of shit. Unless you just have a clear advantage. Because the only way that you're gonna beat Canelo is either you gotta stop him or you just gotta undeniably whoop his ass. And I just didn't think somebody like Charlo had that in him to do that. So I just say, man, follow that money, man, and roll with Canelo. Lala D said facts tracks, a good 2 fights, and maybe Mayo would have looked so bananas, or wouldn't have looked so bananas. Oh, you talking about a couple of tune-up fights? Yeah, absolutely. And after the fight, Jermell Charlo did say I didn't feel like myself. He said that after the fight. So that might be him talking about the layoff, just not saying it. But he been out the ring for a long time. Pecos Bill said I can't wait to see Morrell aging as well. I don't know what he mean by that, but I would like to see Morrell up in there.
Jannard Hill.
Salute. Salute. Lala D talking about Mendoza. Yep, that's who gonna fight Tim Zoo. Pecos Bill said I done dropped my phone in the water. Throw that motherfucker in some rice. Ms. Armor Brown said please like the video. We definitely would appreciate that. Rod S. Channel said that was easy decision for Charlo. Appreciate the super chat from my man Joseph Brown. That shit just went straight to the bottom.
Appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate that, brother. All day long. D-Lo in the building. What's up, bro? I gave you credit on something. I can't remember what it was. Pecos Bill. Goddamn, nigga, we know you 6'5" and all that kind of shit, man. Derek Bailey in the building. What's up with it? D-Lo said Charlo may as well had came in at 154, huh?
Now MZ was talking about what's his face, Fundora, when he said at 6'5".
Oh, okay. Fundora 6'5". He said Charlo may as well come in at 154. I gotta disagree with you on that one, because he probably would have got stopped because he wouldn't have had as much punch resistance as when he got that extra weight on him. Yeah, that might be the reason why he didn't go down from a lot more of them other shots, because he took some pretty hard shots in the fight. He only went down one time, but he took some hard body shots and he took some hard head shots. You know what I'm saying? So that extra weight, I think, helped him. I think so. Pecos Bill said, I want all the bets. Yeah, we're gonna put the bets down all day long. Had a pretty decent week betting this football. The only one I can think of off the top of my head that we got wrong was we got plus 5.5 with the Oakland Raiders and they lost by 7. Jannard Hill, salute to you, says salute Marlo and Trey X. Charlo better hold on to that cheese and make it stretch, because he will not be getting any big fights anytime soon outside of Tim Zoo. Yep, that's what I was saying that my boy D-Lo was talking about. He said that the man went out there and looked so bad that he knocked all the shine off a potential fight between him and Charlo and pretty much anybody. And we the fight with him and Tim Zoo will still be interesting. But there's gonna be a lot of people watching, expecting Charlo to go out there and get his ass knocked out because he looks so bad. Like, man, that wasn't no good look, man. I wish he wouldn't have done that. People already been talking down on Texas and shit, talking about how we've been going through it. You know what I'm saying? Ms. Lex said it seemed like he dodging Tim. I can't really say he dodging Tim because he done showed that he'll get out in there with some good fighters. Like he signed a contract to fight Andrade, for example. But he had an opportunity to go make some more money. So he rather go a route with an excuse built into it because he can always say, I went up 2 weight divisions and I was coming off a layoff or whatever. Instead of going to fight Tim Tszyu, and he don't have no excuse if he lose. So he can have an excuse and he get more money if he fight against Canelo. And I think that's what he did. D-Lo say he could have run better at 154. He came in big but fought tiny. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. He could have had more mobility, moving around the ring and stuff like that. But at some point in the fight, you're going to get caught with something. So I think when he got caught, it was better for him to be the weight that he was. You know what I'm saying? Because really, I don't think the weight just affected his gas tank too much and nothing like that. I thought he was still moving pretty fluently in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So I think it helped him more than anything. Lala D says same. Pecos Bill said Mario Barrios holding it down for Texas. I ain't even know he was from Texas. He went out there and got a good win though, man. Had Ugis out there busted up, dropped him with a hard left hook. Yep, the only bad thing is I ain't bet no money on it. But all the people that jumped on him and got them plus 500 and shit like that, salute to them. That was one of the best bets of the weekend. Derek Blady said, forget that Derek to be great, BS. Yeah, he keep on saying that, but he need to stop saying it.
And that shit was more like Dare to get paid.
Yeah, Dare to survive, man. That's all this shit was. Just went out there to survive the fight. Lala D say, yup, Ugis looked bad. Yeah, he looked terrible. He was coming off a layoff. He got busted up. His features and his face didn't hold up. Referee started taking him to the doctor to see if he all right. It wasn't a good look, man. He getting up there in age. I just knew that was a bad spot. I knew that was a bad spot, man. Had to pull the trigger on Barrios on the Champ Ross. Joseph Brown said motility wasn't a problem. He felt Canelo power and decided to box, but wasn't skilled enough to outbox Canelo. I can't even give him credit for that. It wasn't no time in the fight that I felt like he was out there trying to outbox him. I think he went straight into survival mode. Like, I'm looking at his movement as soon as the fight started. Before Canelo landed any punch, he already looked like he was on his bicycle. I didn't see him go out there and step to him and try to put some mean shots on Canelo. If I saw that, I wouldn't be talking about him the way I'm talking about. I would just give him more credit and just, he went out there and dared to be great. But that ain't what I saw. I ain't eat shit. He felt that power and wanted to survive. But it seemed like he wanted to survive before he felt the power. Lala D said the male had the nerve to put down his own brother the day before. I'm gonna tell you what was interesting to me. They put the camera on Jamal Charlo, and he was sniggling and giggling while the man was out there looking terrible. It looked like he was happy that his brother was getting beat, and maybe that'll bring him down a notch. I get the feeling that since Jamel done accomplished so much, he feel like he done kind of elevated. And I think his brother was kind of happy to see him going out there getting beat. That's just my opinion. Y'all might think I'm crazy. I shouldn't talk like that about the brothers. But that's the energy that I got. That he was kind of happy that the man wasn't going out there winning the fight.
That probably was though, all that shit he be talking, man. All that disrespectful shit that he be saying out of his mouth. And then to go in the ring and do that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker got an ass whooping, man. Shit, he probably need to be humble.
Yeah, because what if he would have went out there and beat Canelo? he might have been insufferable to his family.
Disrespect would have went when it went times 10, huh?
Yeah, he already be cussing the man's wife out and stuff, right? So ain't no telling what he would have been doing after that.
Man, he be disrespecting her.
Yeah, but I just thought they were interesting. They put their camera on him, and he was over there smiling and looking happy. He was looking like his guy was winning. You know what I'm saying? Lala D said Mayo looked so powerless. He left it all at 154, I guess. Yeah, that's what it looked like. I didn't even really see him just sit down and try to put no hard shots on the dude, though. Every now and then I see him step in with like a solid lead left hook type punch. But that right hand he be putting on people, I ain't never really seen him sit down and try to drive that bitch on Canelo. It just looked weird to me, man. He didn't even look like he wanted to try to win a lottery winning punch. You know what I'm saying? If you're in there outmatched, it's gonna be some point in the fight where you're gonna put that foot in the dirt and you just gonna drive one on him and see if he can take his Sunday punch. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even put his Sunday punch on Canelo. He didn't even try. That's what I'm tripping on, man. La D say possibly. Pecos Bill said it was a dare, all right. Joseph Brown said Ma was so happy he was taking pictures with Crawford and his wife. Pecos Bill said they talk about each other. They do. Derek Beatty said that's a good point. D-Lo said that man was in full duress once the bell rang. He accomplished what he wanted to. He went 12 and got paid. Back in the day, his purse would have got withheld for such BS. Yep, square business. Lala D said, especially since Mayo said his brother is bringing down the brand. So I'm happy to keep the brand up or some dumb ish like that. Yeah. Rod S. the Champ said their bud and mom took a picture together with their wives. So he done took a picture with the op. Yeah, those niggas, man, they got to get their shit together, man. He taking pictures with the op. Miss Lex said his guy was winning, huh? That's what I'm thinking. That's why I said it like that. D-Lo said Maul was gaining because his bet slip was looking, he was grinning because his bet slip was looking real good on man. D-Lo said Jamel was around the 50% knockout ratio at 154, so I didn't expect big power at 168. I mean, we can look at it like that, but you know, he got on a pretty good knockout streak once he went over there with Derrick James. I got to say this too, man. Derrick James, he done took a big hit in the last few of his fighters' fights. Like if we look at Frank Martin, we look at Earl Spence, and we look at Jamel Charlo. I got to say that Derrick James took a hit. He ain't looking like no boxing wizard, aficionado motherfucker that just got all the answers. You know what I'm saying? He looking kind of basic. His fighters be looking basic in these fights. They ain't going out there looking like no wizards. You know what I'm
Ryan
saying?
Garcia about to switch trainers before he even have a fight with the man.
Oh, he gonna switch trainers?
Nah, I'm just talking shit.
Well, I'm saying he might get whooped in his next fight because he got to fight Oscar Duarte Gerardo. He got a knockout win over that brother, that southpaw that come from Philadelphia. I can't think of his name. He real slick though. This dude is the only man to stop him, and that's who Ryan Garcia gonna fight next. Dude got a little bit of amateur background. He was doing some Mexican national shit, like win some national shit off in Mexico. So he ain't no fish out of water. You know what I'm saying? And Ryan Garcia in the past, he done showed that he can have trouble with people that can get on the inside on him and go to the body. He even had trouble with what's the name of that dude that Tank Davis knocked the fuck out? Rolly. He even had trouble with Rolly in sparring, talking about Ryan Garcia. So he got one of them strong type of youngsters that they gonna put him in the ring with next. Don't be surprised if Ryan Garcia get highly upset in his next fight. And a lot of casuals, they don't really know about Oscar Duarte Gerardo. So they think he's just a scrub. But this dude got something. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be tough.
Bruce Gas, salute, man. Hyphy, salute, bro. What's happening? Cali, 619. Cali Factor, salute, bro. What's happening?
Salute. Bruce Gas. Hyphy say, some don't like how Mel dissed Earl about breathing hard while running. All right. Dago said, I called it. Charlo would be scared to punch back once he feel Canelo's power. All right, good call. Pecos Bill said they fight in December. Who fight in December? The only one I can think of is, you must be talking about Ryan Garcia and Oscar Duarte, Duarte or some shit like that. Yeah, the only one I was thinking about was Sonny Edwards and Bam Rodriguez. They fight December the 14th or some shit like that. Lala D said, and they said someone asked Derrick James about Earl's training. And James said something foul, like, I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Joseph Brown said, I said this stretch of fights will prove whether he's the best trainer in the game, and this hasn't been a good run for Derrick James. Now, it ain't been good for him, man. His Stockton went down. You know, some people felt like Frank Martin lost his fight, and even the people that feel like he won the fight, they feel like he barely won that motherfucker. And the only reason he won is because he was able to dig into the tank and come out with some dog type shit and finish the fight strong and drop old boy, fuck his eye up a little bit and stuff like that. That's why he won.
Just
But
out-willed and out-muscled him. That shit didn't have nothing to do with his training. He just went out there and fought the nigga.
yeah, and that's a good thing to have. You know what I'm saying? Like any day of the week, I'm gonna take somebody that know how to fight over somebody that only know how to box. You got to know how to fight. In my opinion, that's a prerequisite of being good. You can't go into the gym and you ain't got nothing, and then they teach you how to box. All of a sudden, you turn into the baddest man in the land. No, it don't work like that. You got to be able to naturally know how to fight, and
Right.
and and Frank Martin got that. He naturally know how to fight. So when it come time to where we got to throw the X's and O's out the window, and I just got to come out here and go take me a victory, he can do that. But at the same time, we can't give credit to the trainer. Like
Right.
DeCane just said, it ain't got shit to do with Derrick James and his tutelage. This man won the fight because what he got beaten in his chest. And then when it comes time for Derrick James to make adjustments in fights for his fighters, he's coming up short. People listening to the instructions, and he's saying basic stuff. Don't stand in front of him too long and stuff like that, instead of really just giving a clear, concise game plan on how to win, like an adjustment to make. So his Stockton took a hit. This last fight with Jamel Charlo looked terrible in that fight. So it is what it is.
So I think for the record, we have to say, since Frank Martin won that fight on dog, he cannot be the bitchest nigga in the world, because the bitchest nigga in the world would have lost that fight.
Yeah, I give him credit on that. I felt like he was, because we didn't get a chance to see him fight against Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I gotta take that back. Yeah, I gotta give the man some credit. And plus, he got a late start in boxing too. He started when he was 19, and I always got a little respect for people that got late starts in boxing. I know how hard that shit is, so I got to give some credit to the man. He is very tough. He a dog out there. But we don't. If he get into these fights with these higher skill guys that can also fight, we just don't. I don't know if we seen enough to think that he gonna win them fights. Like if he fights Shakur Stevenson, we got to take Shakur in that fight.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, all day long. Um, Pecos Bill said Ryan had a bunch of trouble with Rolly. Yep, in sparring. Dago said, did y'all hear Jamal Charlo versus Jose Benavidez on the David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade undercard? Yes, I did. I saw that shit on Boxing Scene or something like that. D-Lo said, hell, I didn't like Mel telling James Harden that Earl, hold on, hell, I didn't like Mel telling James Harden that Earl or Terrence can't fuck with him during the fight. Okay. Rod X Champ said, I feel like El Fenici. I actually picked Mel to win on the Champ Ross. Yeah, you ain't by yourself, man. Gil Coles picked him too. So everything's all right. Rod as the champ say, what's Frank Martin amateur background? He got 30 amateur fights, but he was a national champion. You know what I'm saying? Started fighting when he was 19. Like I said, he came from football, former football player. Naturally gifted guy. Got to give him I always give credit to the natural fighters. Like it might be fighters that we might not pick to win all the time, like Anthony Yard, for example. I feel like Anthony Yard is a natural. He got into the sport late, and he was able to get to the level that he's on. I think it takes a special guy to do that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like Sergio Martinez come from soccer. He get off into boxing when he like in his early 20s, and look how far he went. I always give credit to the naturals, and Frank Martin is a natural. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like a natural like that, and somebody that's born and bred for this shit, like Shakur Stevenson, he been boxing since he was like 5. I gotta give it to that natural. And whenever, not the natural, I got to give it to the born and bred, the one that started when he was 5. And whenever I go against that, I always pay for it. Like taking Earl Spence over Terrence Crawford, that was stupid. Terrence Crawford been fighting since he was like 7, 8 years old, maybe even 6. And Earl Spence been fighting since he was 15. Crawford is supposed to whoop his ass. You see what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to. I can't even say I was surprised. And a lot of people say when they heard me call the fight, I didn't sound surprised. I can't say I was, man. It is what it is. D-Lo said, I have to wonder if Derrick James could in part be victim subtraction by addition. I have to wonder if Derrick James could in part be victim subtraction by addition. That's a little bit too advanced for me, bro. I don't even know what that means. Lala D said, even if I can advise not to stand in front of him too long. Even I can advise not to stand in front of the motherfucker too long. I got you. The Kane off in the chat. Okay, talking to Lala D. D-Lo said, I never like hearing a trainer spend more time saying what not to do, but not offer many answers as what to do. Yeah. Yeah. If you listen to him and you compare him to what's Crawford trainer named Bomac, it's night and day. One of my favorite videos that I done came across was a short, and it was Bomac explaining Crawford's game plan for fighting against Benavidez. And he talked about how he would use the double jab to get on the inside. He said that he would try to parry the first jab, and then he gonna try to cover up on the second jab. So if you shoot the double jab and get him to cover up, you can get close to him and start throwing combinations and going to the body. And while he was explaining it, they had the shit, like the actual fight taking place, and you see everything that he explained and just right there in front of you, just the way he said it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, salute to Bomac as far as making adjustments in fights and giving instruction to his fighters. And there's other fighters that I see him coaching, like the Nelson guy, the 168 pounder, Steven Nelson, I think. He be giving them good instruction too. So it ain't just Crawford. Yeah, they definitely got the edge, in my opinion, over Derrick James. Pecos Bill said too many in this stable. I don't know about that though, OG. It's been a lot of trainers that have had fighters, man. Yeah, he only got about four, 5 fighters. That shouldn't be too many. The Kane in the chat talking about versus anybody. Really, I would have trained him for the Canelo fight. No way I let him look like that. D-Lo said James added 2 big name fighters to his stable. Now his resources are spread thinner. Many trainers have a gang of fighters, but he has never been one of those. Yeah, he ain't got the experience with all this. I got you on that. Y'all might be right. Michael, what's up with it? Said Trey Marlo, I do hate to see these dudes bite y'all whole YouTube swag calling fights, but you can't be better than the original. Yeah, definitely appreciate that, bro.
Most definitely, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? My mom was actually talking about that shit. She said she was listening to somebody. I think Boxing Ego or some shit like that. And she was like, man, that shit that was horrible. She was like, why the hell y'all ain't called the fight? Because she said she like to listen to the fight call while she working and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, man. We're gonna We're gonna come back on the 14th all day. Tim Zoo versus Daniel Mendoza or something like that. Um, Hyphy say Yordinas versus Mario was a battle between two top tier trainers. Yeah, I can't even really speak on. Yeah, I ain't got no knowledge on that shit, man. I heard them talking about him and stuff, but I don't know nothing about him though. To be real, Miss Lex talking about hashtag free Bomac. Yeah, he still locked up. Yeah, free Bomac, man.
Yeah, it's here night to the ninth.
Damn, they got him over there in the strain, man. Miss Lex, yeah, Joe Jack laughing. Welcome to the gym. This your first time. You know, you look kind of familiar to me. D-Lo say, hell no, no, they ain't better. Those are trades, sure. The hell this man talking about?
The people calling fights. They your
Children.
cheer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You they daddy.
Y'all motherfucker crazy. I can't think of one of them though that I know studied my style all day long. But I ain't gonna trip on it. He did tell me, he was like, man, hey man, you the best. But I had already knew that he been listening to me though, because a lot of the shit that I do, he was doing it when I listened to him. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I can definitely say that he a child of mine. Uh, he say unruly ass, ill mannered children at that. Pecos Bill said, tell mom stop listening to those trash channels. Marlo's Corner with the Sun is where it's out. Yeah, you know she gonna be on my side. It's my mother. You know what I'm saying? She just listened to them because we didn't call the fight with Canelo and Charlo. That's why she was over there. Rodolfo Rivera Jr. in the building. What's up, bro? Salute to you. We're
Salute,
gonna be
man.
back. Yeah, we're gonna be back on that trivia here soon, man. We already got the question loaded up. Hyphy say quick thoughts on Opatai versus Dubois win. Oh, and Dubois wins. I ain't see the chick Dubois, man. I ain't gonna lie. I know the Kane can speak on her though.
Yeah, I mean it was a decent performance. I mean, old girl came to fight, but I thought the boy did a good job. I ain't really got no in-depth thoughts on it.
I can't even lie. I forgot I didn't even see the Opatai fight either.
Man, over time, that's a bad man right there, bro.
Yeah, he 4.5 on the scale.
Yeah, he was closing the distance real nice with the jab. Jordan Thompson was a taller, bigger dude, but man, he just couldn't stop Overtime from just doing what he wanted to do, basically. Because a lot of times the taller man controlled the fight with the jab, but Overtime was out there controlling the fight with the jab.
Yeah.
Man, it was a
Yeah.
beautiful performance, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was against a guy without no amateur background though.
Yeah,
That's what we got to put up in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean that guy Jordan Thompson, he did get a win over Fasil Ducar, and Ducar he got about 100 amateur fights. So I guess I'll give him a little bit of credit, but for his own self, he didn't have no amateur background. So that's why I knew that he wasn't gonna be able to fuck with no 4.5, and he ain't got no amateur background. But I didn't see the fight though. I still got to check it out. And I
yeah.
picked up a tie by decision because he was coming off a long layout. But yeah, I was hiding myself and I take a knockout.
That man didn't show no kind of ring rust. I mean,
Yeah,
sharp on point.
yeah. Him and Richard Reactpour, man, that's the fight right there.
Been really hard for him to get fights though.
Yeah. Well, he was coming off a broken jaw anyway against Maurice Brady, so it ain't like he just been ready to go this whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had that broken jaw, man. Um, Hyphy's okay. I read that he said in the bar, yeah, he's talked about that. Pecos Bill said, "I'm gonna call the fight tomorrow. I'm clutch. What fight you gonna call, OG? What fight you gonna call? Should I rather you call the fights than these marks?" Uh, D'Lo said, "I listened to someone else call Kovalev versus Canelo, and it was painful. I ended up turning them off and turning the broadcast back up." Yeah. Um, Joseph Brown said, "Opetai's style is similar to Bivol." Well, shit. Yeah, they got the same type of pedigree. Both of them won bronze medals in the youth AIBA World Championships. You know what I'm saying? So they the same type of pedigree, man.
Over Ty got more killer instinct. You can get your ass out of there.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that when he fought against Maurice Bradis. I had picked him to win that fight too, because you know the amateur background and shit. That was a good fight though, because Bradis was fighting back, broke his jaw and shit, like I said a little bit earlier. But yeah, I fuck with Overtime, man. I want to see him against Chris Billiam Smith, or if I can't get him against Richard Riakporhe, two of the best fights in boxing. D'Lo said, "Fight at the stove." What fight at the stove? What are you talking about?
I guess that's what he said MZ gonna call.
Oh, you gonna? Yeah. Oh, what are you thinking about that? Right, there's a chance at off topic, but that Mayweather win over Canelo was aging nicely. Yeah, that's square business. You know, definitely. Even though we see a little bit of a pattern with Canelo. Like once he get them highly ranked people with amateur backgrounds. He don't be dominating them people like he be beating them other people. You know what I'm saying? Like Mayweather, Olympic bronze medalist, should have won gold. We all know that. Bad man. Triple G, 345 and 5, AIBA World Championship silver medalist. I think he might be a Olympic silver medalist. Bad man, international. Dimitri Bivol. Like I said, he won bronze at the AIBA World Championship. We can look at Esri Landy Laura, the shit that he was doing in the Caribbean Games, the Pan American Games. I think the AIBAs too. He wasn't dominating these people. You see what I'm saying? So we just seen a pattern. And when we got to Dimitri Bivol, he got to one of them dudes with that type of pedigree, but he also had the size on it. And that's when that motherfucking train came to a halt. You know what I'm saying? But he had a good career though, man. You know, he done moved up weight classes and stuff, even though it looked like he might have avoided a few fights that we wanted to see him have. You know what I'm saying? But salute to him though. You know, overall he had a pretty good career. He reinvented himself several times. Like the style that he fights today is not the style that he was fighting 10, 15 years ago. He got like what 60 fights now? Yeah, I gotta give credit to Canelo. Some people might say that he the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. I could see some people saying that. Um, La D said, Trash, you like Shoo? I like Shoo, but I don't like his amateur record. That motherfucker was 45 and 24. No, he was 44 and 25. That's what his amateur record is. And I recognize he got great skills in the ring. Like I love watching him fight. He got some great vision and he got great reaction. Like soon as he see it, he's on it. Like when it comes to counter punches and stuff like that. But I just can't get my head, my mind past 44 and 25. Like, I don't know, man. D'Lo said minimum separation versus the very best opposition equal Canelo. That's what it is. But I guess at the same time, though, I shouldn't be too surprised because when you competing at the top, it's hard to just dominate people when you're fighting the best. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we shouldn't be too surprised about that.
Hey, let me double back right quick about that Dubois fight, if you don't mind, because I just thought of something.
But yeah.
Yeah, she admires Clarissa Shields. Like she look up to Clarissa Shields a lot, and you can tell when she fight because the way she don't really set up none of her work. She just waiting for her opponents to make mistakes and shit. She'll be sitting there pawing at you, but it's for no reason. She just waiting on you to move so she can counter you. And if you lunge at her, her defense leaves a lot to be desired because you can hit her pretty easily. So when she like calling out Michaela Mayer and all that stuff, I'm like, you ain't ready for that. But you know, she does have a lot of athletic gifts, and I think she got more power at her weight class than Clarissa Shields got, like at up at 160 and 168 and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think her athletic gifts are pretty much the saving grace and her ability to counter. But I would like to see her set up her punches and some of her work a little better and have some better defense. So yeah,
You talking about Carolyn Dubois?
yeah,
She might not feel like it's so imperative because she probably believe in her power. But
right,
you know, it be like that with some fighters, man. When they really believe in their power, they be kind of slacking in some other areas.
right.
But I swear, looking at women's boxing, man, that is the greatest example of how a great amateur program affects the quality of the product. I remember when um Christy Martin, Mia St. John, Layla Ali, they used to fight bums, trash. I'm talking about horrible fights. Jackie Frazier and all this kind of shit. They were just horrible. But now you got these fighters going through these deep amateur programs in women's boxing. And look how the product is just so much better. The first time I ever watched a women's fight and I forgot that they was women was Carissa Shields versus Franchon Cruz. That was my first time watching a women's fight, and I just saw a good fight instead of thinking like I'm watching women. And both of them got them deep amateur backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? So salute to amateur boxing. That
Yeah,
shit it
man.
helps the quality of the product.
Yeah, it really has uh caused women boxing to grow in skill exponentially because I was thinking about this when I was watching the McCaskill and Ryan fight. You know, McCaskill, she been around since before amateurs and all of that. And she knocked off Cecilia Breakers, who didn't have no amateur background and stuff, but she was good, and she was kicking ass and beating everybody in a time when didn't nobody had amateur background. So then you got Jessica McCaskill, who training with people who got amateur background but don't have none herself. She went up there and beat Cecilia Breakers, but then you get Sandy Ryan come through, and she got a great amateur background, and she just go out there and outclass Jessica. She should have won that fight, but that's another story. But you
And then,
starting to see like, and you know how women jump through weight classes and all that shit, but it's starting to get more consolidated as the amateur backgrounds grow and people fighting in weight classes, not that they walk around weight, but at actual weights that they shrink it down into. And like that's what it looked like with Sandy Ryan and McCaskill. McCaskill too small for 147. Like she shouldn't even be at 147.
and she
So
already got her ass whooped by the other woman with the deep amateur background too.
Chantel Cameron.
Yeah. Yeah, she
Facts.
got yeah. So yeah, the amateur background, man, sport business and make them a lot better fighters, man. I can't say that I'm just well versed on the women the way I should be, even though I do be putting a little effort out into it. I know some of the fighters, but I definitely enjoy it a lot better than I used to. And maybe that's why it's been kind of hard for me to just gravitate to it entirely because the first impression, like when I watched women's boxing when I was younger, I was just like, yeah, they pretty good. Like the A side, I guess you could say, but the other motherfuckers garbage. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But now it's a lot different though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Real
Shannon
shit.
Ryan went out there and showed out this weekend too. So
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely got some amateur credentials all day long.
right.
Um, D'Lo said Lord was the AIBA World Championship gold medalist. I thought he was, man. I wanted to be conservative, but it seemed like he won in like 2005. I know Andre won in 2007, but I think it was 2005. Michael said Canelo was the best Mexican fighter ever. That's no disrespect. Okay, you think he the best? That's why I said I can see some people saying that Canelo the best Mexican of all time. I can see that. Um, Rodolfo Rivera Jr. said, I don't know if you guys already talked about this, but who y'all got Zerto versus Joe Smith? Man, I might be tripping, but I kind of got Joe Smith to go out here and upset this guy, man. That's the first thought that come to my mind. I know that Zerto is a lot bigger than Joe Smith. Southpaw, very tough, but he very slow. It don't seem like he the hardest worker. I know Joe Smith is a hard worker. He ain't got the most talent, but he a hard working, blue collar, bring your lunch pail type motherfucker. And I just got a feeling that he gonna beat him in the gym. Like he gonna outwork him in the gym. He gonna put everything he got into this fight, and he gonna go out there and pull off an upset victory over Zero. What y'all think about this shit? Who y'all got? The King. Who you got?
My fault. Who's Erdo fighting?
He fighting Joe Smith Jr.
Oh yeah, I got Joe Smith, brother.
What's the reason?
Uh, I just don't think Gilberto Ramirez is that good. To be
Yeah,
honest with you.
I mean he tough. You know what I'm saying? He a big guy. He
Yeah.
just don't seem like he the hardest worker to me, man. He's so slow. I
Yeah.
see Joe Smith get beat. He get beat by people with like deep amateur backgrounds and shit like what's my better Berturbia or something like that. But he about to go fight Zerto. Zerto ain't even got that type of background. I mean, the only reason I would want to take Zerto is because he got the size advantage. But if I'm looking at the dog, the size of the dog, I mean the fight in the dog, I gotta take Joe Smith. Pecos Bill said, "Oh no, she calling out Horseface. Who was Horseface? Michaela Mayer.
Yeah, it's I'm a Caleb man.
How you okay? Talking to the Kane. I don't know if you seen that. You responded to him. He said curling too
Yeah, I
front foot
responded to
heavy. Okay, you responded. Let me scroll down. Michael said women's MMA over women's boxing. I ain't mad at you about that. I do like that one chick. What's her name? The one that knocked out the chick, man. Damn, I can't think of her name, man. She the best women's MMA fighter I ever seen. Amanda Nunes.
yeah, Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, yeah. That's a bad woman right there, man. Um, I done lost my spot. How if you say Layla is the most overrated women's boxer ever? She is definitely not better than Christy Martin. All right. Rod S. the Champ said, are they going to take boxing out of the Olympics? I know they've been talking about this shit for a long time. It might not affect it too much, though, because there's a lot of tournaments in boxing that count. You know what I'm saying? Like, besides the Olympics, like for me, I look at the Pan American Games and the championships. You know what I'm saying? I look at um the damn Caribbean games, the Central America and Caribbean games. That's a big thing right there. You know what I'm saying? You got the European games, the European championships. You got the Asian games, the Asian championships. You even got the same thing with the Africans. You got the AIBA World Championships. Um, you got smaller stuff like the Stronza Cup, World Cup. It's a bunch of shit, man, that they can fight at in boxing, man, to get some notoriety in the amateur. So if they take the Olympics out, it'll hurt a little bit, but I think they can still make it though, with all the other shit. Rodolph, okay, Miss Lex say catch y'all next time. Definitely appreciate you. Ernest Davis said, who will win out of Roberto and Canelo? Who is Roberto?
Peace,
Roberto
sis.
Duran?
Peace, sissy. Like,
You must be talking about Roberto Duran. Man, Roberto Duran, man. I want to just jump out there and just take Roberto Duran, but I know that Canelo is naturally bigger than Duran. Duran did some of his best work as a lightweight, even though he did win a championship from Davey Moore at 154. So he showed some strength at that weight class. I might lean towards Canelo. I know some people might think I'm crazy as fuck for saying that. I might lean towards Canelo. I think he got a little bit more fast twitching his style. I think he got a little bit more skills as far as counter punching and stuff like that.
Then Roberto Duran.
Yeah,
shit, I got Durant.
But
Probably
the
stop.
Duran
thing
just so
about it,
little.
Duran just so small compared to Canelo though.
That's the number
He
one
tough.
thing I'm saying. Go ahead, bro.
I was just saying he tough as nails. I mean, and it depends on what weight class. Uh, they gonna we picking the fantasy fight at, but if it stops like at 54 or even 60, I'll pick Durant. You know, probably.
If I look at the version of Roberto Duran that fought against Marvin Hagler at 160, I'm taking Canelo. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the same Duran that went out there and fought Sugar Ray Leonard. That was a way more reserved fighter that was fighting from the mid range and was more like a chess player. He wasn't that all-time mauler that he was against Sugar Ray Leonard. So that's why I'm thinking if I move up in weight classes and I'm looking at how Duran looked when he moved up to like 160 and stuff like that, I think I lean towards Canelo.
Yeah, I like Duran better as a boxer, especially compared to this latter Canelo. But just the size difference gonna be too much.
If this fight was at 135, I got Duran. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, this new Canelo. I don't know if y'all saw that shit Gilly said about Canelo, but I agree with Gilly the Kid, man.
what is that?
That nigga said he said Canelo used to be good. That nigga was like, now Canelo Alvarez just follow you around the ring like just throw, just throwing goddamn power shots and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
He was doing that shit against Jamal, really. But Jamal just couldn't handle it. Same way he
yeah,
fought Bivol.
yeah. He adopted that style. So like the first time he fought Golovkin, he tried to fight him like he was Mayweather. He tried to be on the outside and be slick and smooth, make him miss, make him pay, slide and glide on him. But then when he came back in the rematch, that's when he came with the style that he fights now. Where he stepped to you and apply that pressure on you, intelligent pressure. He used to have a better jab. I don't know why he don't use the same type of jab he was using, like when he fought against Billy Joe Saunders and stuff like that. But he had an outstanding jab that he was exploding in with. You know what I'm saying? But he put that pressure on you, go to the body, beat your arms up and shit, like he did against Callum Smith. You know what I'm saying? So I respect the Canelo style. It's been very effective for him.
Yeah.
Miss Lex said, I'm looking forward to Regis and Haney. I'm looking forward to that shit too. I got two 3.5s going against each other.
Yeah, I said I
Uh,
wasn't gonna buy it, man, but shit. I mean, depending on how much they make it, I might. If it's $85, I'm not doing that. But
man, I'm hollering at Yasa for a link. I am not about to be. That's a the zone pay per view, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So we already knocked out the box on
Oh
that.
yeah,
So,
you got to be a subscriber. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that.
yeah. So I gotta holler at Yasa for a link, man. He gonna post it on the Discord though. We can all get a link. Um, Lala D talking about kind of like Cambosis did T.O. What's she talking about on that? Like outworked him? She said she got Zerto. I ain't mad at you. You're a lot bigger. I feel like Zerto is gonna be the favorite. So that's why I say I feel like Joe Smith Jr. can get the upset. But I definitely do think that Zerto will be the favorite in the fight. Dito said, yep, Laura '05 gold and Android '07 gold. Okay. We know something. We know a little bit of something about this boxing shit I'm in. Ollie Dago said, I got Zerto. I ain't mad at you. Derek Beatty talking about a man the new year. Bro talking about Zerto beats Joe Smith in his opinion. Yeah, so he said he gonna take the favorite in the fight. Pecos Bill said a man the New Year's or Holly Holm. A man the New Year's all day. I like Holly Holm, man. She did her thing over there, but Amanda Nunez is just a monster, man. I
Yeah.
think she the greatest when it comes to the women. What you about to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna agree with that. Even her ass whooping of what's the girl name? Ronda Rousey was better.
Yeah, yep, it was. Both of them was pretty crucial.
Oh yeah.
But Nunez was on another level.
Right.
Uh, OG said he got Duran. They go say Canelo beats Duran. Yeah, it depends on the weight class. Lala D said Pacquiao wants to participate in the 2024 Olympics. Yeah, because they changed their rule. They changed their rule that professional fighters can go back and win. I mean, they can go compete in the Olympics. That's how Keyshawn Davis and Duke Reagan got their Olympic silver medals. They was already professionals with about 5 fights, and then they went to the Olympics and got the medal. And when I saw that from Pacquiao, it just to me it shows you how big the Olympics are. I done heard several fighters say that that's the biggest stage in boxing. Like when I listened to Oscar De La Hoya, you know what I'm saying? He talked about it. It's been a few fighters, man. My mind kind of went blank, but a few of them said that. So to me, that's just some evidence of that. Like he done achieved so much in his career, but he feel like something is missing, and that's an Olympic gold medal. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. D'Lo said Duran. Hold on, I'm just thinking about something though. He should be too old because when I was fighting, I remember you could box in the open class from 17 to like 35, I want to say. Yeah, I think that was big boy open. So it seemed like he should be too old for that. You know what I'm saying? D'Lo said Duran won a chip at 160 over Iran Barkley. Okay. That do sound kind of familiar. I don't know. I think Canelo will fuck Iran Barkley up though. You see what happened to him when he fought against uh my man with the shoulder roll, James Toney. Knotted his ass up. I think Canelo will put something like that on him, man. I think he'll hit that motherfucker everywhere with combination. I ain't trying to just talk down on the old school, but I just think Iran Barkley was a little basic. I think Canelo had some more eye-catching skill. You know what I'm saying? Right as the champ saying, then Duran win a title at 168. I don't know. Pecos Bill said, I got Duran. Okay, ain't mad at you, OG. Rodolfo Rivera Jr. said, must have been a minor title. And that motherfucker know their history, too, talking about Rodolfo. Hyphy said, Robson Conceição versus Manny Navarrete is very interesting upcoming fight. He talking about Emmanuel Navarrete. He gonna fight Robson Conceição. All right. Shit, I hope they don't go in there thinking Conceição some kind of punk. Let's not act like he ain't 4, 5, and 15 Olympic silver medalists. Lala D said she got Navarrete. I mean, he gonna be the favorite. I think Conceição got action. I think he gonna be strong as a motherfucker off in there. Yeah, I think he got action. Lala D said that was a good impression of Gilly. You know, he the king of the impression. Dito said, yep, all that improvement, and the motherfucker still was in a tough fight versus Triple G in the third fight. Yeah. I can't necessarily say that it was improving, but it was definitely like changing and I guess evolving. You know what I'm saying? Like he the type of fighter that if something don't work, he go back to the drawing board and he learns something and he adapt and then he kind of reinvent himself. And that was something that I gave him credit for in his career. Pecos Bill, okay, talking to Hyphy. D-Lo said, I'm not buying any of the zone pay-per-views because the zone told me pay-per-view was dead. That's square business. And like I said, it ain't like we can't get it for free anyway. Hyphy be dropping links. Yasa be dropping links. Like, we gonna get a link. You know what I'm saying? Hyphy said, respectfully, 2 non-ticket sellers on the zone pay-per-view is a recipe for disaster. Pecos Bill said, I'm going to call my brother for the FaceTime hookup to see the fight. All right. D-Lo said, I don't know. Both Zerdo and Smith are coming back from soul snatchings. Yeah, when the last time Joe Smith fought too, man, I got to go back and look at some things because he might be coming off a layoff. If his last fight was against Beterbiev, that shit was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I know Zerdo had a fight against Bivol, about a year ago or something like that?
Yeah, his last fight was against Beterbiev in 2022, June.
Yeah, and when was Zerdo last fight?
He got whooped on by Bivol in
January?
November of 2022.
So both of them coming off long layoffs.
Yeah, pretty long. Joe Smith Jr. about 5 months longer, but yeah.
Yeah, we gonna definitely see what kind of heart Zerdo got though. We gonna see that.
I might
Yeah,
have
I
to
know.
break that fight down and see who I think gonna win.
Yeah, I think I might still lean toward Joe Smith, man. We gonna see what kind of heart that Zerto got. I'm not sure what kind of heart he got. When I look at Zerto, I'm not sure I see a man that loves boxing, that's willing to make the sacrifices, that's willing to get up early and do what he got to do. I don't know if I see that when I see this man. And he done missed weight and shit in the past and shit like that. And he done fucked off fights in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what, man. I'm gonna take the dude that's dedicated to this sport. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with Joe Smith.
Yeah, you got Joe Smith, man, the blue collar guy out there chopping wood, man. He a hard working dude. And
Yeah,
if you watch how they both lost to Bivol, goddamn Zerto just stood there and got outclassed. At least Joe Smith was trying.
exactly. At least he was trying. Yep. Pecos Bill, okay, I read that. Let me scroll down. D-Lo, okay, I read that. Lala D said she agree with somebody. Dago said, do y'all think Pacquiao can beat this version of Ugas right now? Yeah, man. I think Ugas lost something against Earl, man. If Earl is one of them fighters that he can take something out of you, like when he fought against Lamont Peterson, that was the end of him, whether he wanted to be or not. The type of ass whooping he put on Peterson, that's the type of ass whooping he put on Ugas. That's the type of beating that takes stuff out of a fighter. And plus, that was late in his career. That man was like 35, getting beat on like that. So yeah, I think Pacquiao have action, man. Especially if he come into the fight knowing what kind of opponent that he got, because he a southpaw. And when he fight against orthodox fighters, that's gonna use more energy, because he's steady trying to step around the lead foot and get to the dorsal side and do his tricks. If he fighting in front of a southpaw, the southpaw gonna be more in front of him. It's gonna be southpaw on southpaw. So I think that kind of threw Pacquiao off when he fought against Ugas, because he was supposed to fight Earl Spence, who's a southpaw. Then they changed it to make it Ugas. So now he got to change the whole game plan to a more energetic type of style. And I think that hurt him in the gas tank coming down the stretch. That's my opinion. D'Lo said if Pacquiao old ass can fare well in the Olympics, I tip my hat to him. I think he's too old, bro. I think man, it seemed like I remember 17 to 35 or something, bro. I wanted to say 17 to 34, but it's somewhere off in there, man. I think he should be too old for that shit. Pecos Bill said,
salute, bro.
He said Napoleon.
Yeah.
Salute. What's up, bro? It's going down. Good finish in the Channel Ross too. I think he finished what? Top 5, number 4, or something like that. Salute. I done lost my spot. Pecos Bill, the Olympics is you against the world all day. Lala D said, I remember that year they cheated USA bad. They said Andre cried. I think it was Rashid Warren. He was so pissed. He blurted out Andre crying. Andre did win, in her opinion. All right. D'Lo said Tony versus Canelo. You talking about James Toney? I gotta take James Toney, man. I ain't gonna get too carried away taking no Canelo. I got respect for Canelo, man, but James Toney was a bad man. With Pops, what's his name? His trainer, Pops. I can't think of his last name, but he had a badass trainer, and I think it would have been too much for Canelo. D'Lo said Duran beat Barkley for the WBC middleweight strap. Okay, I got you. D'Lo said I'm taking Conceição, so I think I might have to roll with you on that, bro. I think he might be too strong for Navarrete. Lala Diesel James Toney lights out. Rodolfo Rivera Jr. said, shout out Hyphy for the links. All right, Derek Bailey said, Big Boy drop links also. All right. My boy Napoleon. Pecos Bill said, wasn't Joe Smith last fight against Arthur? Yeah. Yep. Back in 2022. That was actually one of my favorite fights that we ever called on the corner. It was a lot of people coming in picking Joe Smith in that fight too. And me and Marlo, we both had better be, you know what I'm saying? 395 and 5 and and 5 on the pedigree scale type motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It took Usyk to beat this man in the amateurs. Man, that was a bad man. Appreciate that super chat from my man Napoleon all day. Appreciate that shit, brother.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, my shit that went straight to the bottom, but it was for a good reason. Appreciate it. Rodolfo Rivera Jr. said, yeah, both of them lost to Better Beeve or Bivo. Pretty funny. Who you talking about? Lala D said, I'm so excited about Shakira's fight versus the Dominican. Oh, yeah, I'm very excited about that fight. We about to learn some shit about Shakur. We gonna learn how good he really is. This motherfucker, what's his name? De Los Santos. He fought on the Dominican national team. Had, I think his amateur record was like 159-7, something like that. Got a good coach in the game. This past year, I think he had the third best performance of the year. Number one, I give Terrence Crawford over Earl Spence. Number two, I take a Nui over Cool Boy. Number three, I'm taking De Los Santos over God damn, I can't never think of that boy name. Joseph Adorno. That's who it was, Joseph Adorno. And I think he coming in pretty hot. The way De Los Santos performed against Adorno, that shit was surprising to a lot of people. Square business, that shit shocked me. I'm sitting up there watching that shit. I was messaging somebody, man, when they were fighting. I can't remember who it was, but that shit shocked me, man. He looked good out there in that fight, man. So we about to find out how good these guys are. I think Shakur Stevenson should be the favorite, rightfully so. But I think this De Los Santos is a live dog. I really do. I
What's
think he's a
really
live dog.
great what's really great about this man is De Los Santos been calling Shakur out. Like he really wants this fight. So it should be a good one, man.
I think so too, bro. The man got some power, got pretty good speed, got the amateur background. He ain't coming off no layoff. Shit. I think I can't wait for this fight. I have seen the man lose. He went out there and lost to William Foster III. But he looked good early. He just got tired coming down the stretch. So that might be something that Shakur Stevenson can take advantage of, like drag him into the deep waters and see what he do in them deep waters. But if he done got his gas tank issues figured out, he can bring a very tough fight to Shakur, man. I'm definitely looking forward to that shit. Rodolfo Rivera Jr. said 100% I didn't recognize the website, but it worked well. Okay, you must be talking to somebody else. Napoleon said, don't bank on Smith, y'all. So you like Zerto that much in that fight, man? I don't know, man. Pecos Bill said smoking Joe Smith. Yeah, D'Lo said big difference is we done seen Smith bounce back from losses. Zerto missed weight by around 20 pounds after his loss. I'm taking Smith. Yeah, I'm taking a dude that respect the game more, man. If I get dealt with, I just get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I feel a lot better going down with that shit than somebody that I feel like don't work hard. And then if I lose like that, I'm gonna feel stupid. Forgive me, Joe Smith. Napoleon said Keith should have taken Oogies. Yep. Pecos Bill said it's time for Oogies to chill. Yeah, it's time for him to chill, go sit down somewhere. We don't want to see him get hurt. Dito said Crawford and Spence both have ruined some fighters. I hope Spence bounces back properly. Yeah. Square business. Dito said there have been several years when the U.S. got jobbed. Absolutely. Lala D said 41 is the maximum for the Olympics. Okay. I ain't never known that, man. When I said what I said, I was thinking about the age to compete in the open class in the United States amateur program. But as far as going to the Olympics, I never knew that. Lala D said Pacquiao 44, the motherfucker too old. Pecos Bill said I had Arthur over Joe Smith. Yeah, that's good. You had a 5 over, I think, a 2. Napoleon said, tell De Los Santos is levels to this shit. Well, goddamn, bro, you talking like he's somebody that ain't fought at a high level. You know what I'm saying? That man was 159-7 as an amateur, fought on the Dominican national team. He was fighting international. Like I said, Shakur Stevenson is the rightful favorite. The way I look at boxing, he's a 5 on my scale. He won gold at the Youth AIBA World Championships, won silver at the Olympics and stuff. A very good fighter. He was 128-13. I got a lot of respect for him, but he got somebody that can definitely fight back. He got some skills and some gifts himself. So I think it's definitely a worthy fight. Hyphy, I knew he was gonna say something about this fight. He said Evelyn Bermudez versus Kim Clavel is the best fight this weekend. IBF and WBO belts are on the line. What you think about that fight, Kane? Evelyn Bermudez versus Kim Clavel. I done seen them names before.
It's actually a good fight, man. I don't know. I know you said before that you wasn't like a huge fan of Kim Clavel. I think that was her that you said you wasn't a fan, or maybe that was me. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's a good fight. It's actually a lot of good fights, a lot of like women's fights. You got Terry Harper versus Celia Breakers. You got Mary Pereira Hule against Cindy Reyes. D. Allen against Marine Beauchamp. But yeah, man, you got like a lot of good women fight this weekend.
Yeah, I seen we got a few of them on the channel Ross.
Yeah,
That's why I had seen that Evelyn Bermudez versus Kim Clavel. It seemed like we done picked up Kim Clavel on the channel Ross a couple of times. We
yeah,
might even bet on her or something, man. I gotta go look her up though. D'Lo said casuals and half casuals crapping on De Los Santos as well. They don't know shit about boxing. Yeah, and we not to give him props. That don't mean that we picking him to win. We know what he up against. He up against Shakur Stevenson, one of the best in the world. But I definitely think he's somebody that can go fight back, somebody that can make it interesting, at least early in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he can catch Shakur slipping until Shakur is able to establish the range and shit the way he wants to. This dude got some deceptively fast hands and they heavy hands too. I be seeing him hurt people and he not loading up on nothing. He just touching them a few times and they acting like he loading up. So I think he got some heavy hands, man. He got that Manos de Piedra on your motherfucking ass. Pecos Bill said, can't wait to see Baby World Beater go at it against Santo. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. Lala D said, Trash. De Los Santos said he has more power than Shakur, and somebody told Shakur, and Shakur responded, he has to be able to hit me. Tell him to hit me. Oh, yeah, that's where business. You know, you have all that power. If you can't hit the motherfucker, it don't mean nothing. If it was just about power, Ernie Shavers would be the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they don't even consider him an A-level fighter. And he might be the hardest puncher in all of history. D'Lo said, I think you and I were messaging during De Los Santos versus Adorno. Was it on Boots undercard? Yeah, that's you was who I was thinking when I said that shit. But yep, we were messaging back and forth. Matter of fact, we started messaging after that fight, I think, because you said you were falling asleep on that fight. Hyphy say De Los Santos and Jermaine Ortiz on Shakur ass. We're gonna say pause on that one. Shakur better not fold now. Man, I can't tell what this motherfucker Hyphy be doing. On the Discord, he be saying, man, Shakur the best fighter in the world and all this kind of shit. And now when I listen to him talk, I can't tell if that's his boy or not. Yeah, you better not fold. Napoleon said the Charlo from Texas or Louisiana. That nigga from Louisiana, man. That's where his people come from, Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Texas fighters, they at least gonna try to win. Even if we don't win, we're gonna try to win. You know what I'm saying? Napoleon said only Father Time beat Shakur. I stand on that. All right, you can stand on it, brother. I mean, that's your opinion. I'm not picking them to lose. De Los Santos, see, this ain't no Earl Spence situation. De Los Santos ain't start fighting when he was 15 and shit. He got an earlier starting boxing. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that got a hell of a background, a hell of a pedigree. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's no you talking crazy to think that this man gonna go out here and offer some resistance. Everybody not gonna step up and kiss the ring and say, "Oh, this is Shakur. Let me go ahead and just bow down now." Like, no. Some motherfuckers gonna want to come fight back. Hell, when Shakur Stevenson, when he fought Jeremiah Nakathila, did he look like a unbeatable motherfucker? I thought he looked decent, but he didn't look like no A+ level fighter. That lets you know that anybody can have an off night. If he go off in there and beat De Los Santos, he gonna have to bring his A game. He can't go off in there with his C game and beat no De Los Santos. He gonna have to be on point. I'm taking Shakur, but he got to be on point with this guy. I guarantee that. Dilo said Hyphy is Jermaine Ortiz's biggest fan. Absolutely. Lala D said Abdullah Mason is a lightweight, right? Or featherweight, I forgot. I think he a lightweight. I know he's 65-10 amateur background and shit. Several time national champion. Bonafide 3.5 on the scale. Southpaw. Slick and smooth out there. Very good fighter, man. For sure. Pecos Bill says, so we kicking Charlo out of Texas now. His family is from Louisiana. Like, he grew up in Texas, but his family is from Louisiana, though. Lala D said he a lightweight. That's what I thought he was, about a lightweight. But how long you want to stay on, bro? We done been on for about an hour and 37 minutes?
Yeah, I'm shut it down. I gotta get ready for tomorrow.
All right, man, we're gonna go ahead and shut it down. You want to go first, the King?
Yeah, man, shit. I just wanted to plan to hop on just for a few minutes, but I was enjoying the conversation, so I appreciate y'all, being gracious hosts.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
All day long.
For sure.
Definitely appreciate everybody coming through. Like I said, my birthday is on Wednesday. Turned 39. I wanted to go ahead and try to put this trivia down. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all ain't doing shit, come kick it with your boy on Wednesday. Try to put this shit down. If not, I'm probably somewhere just enjoying my birthday, but that's what I'm gonna try to do though. Appreciate the Kane getting on the panel. Appreciate everybody coming through, chopping it up with us. It was a good conversation. Next season of the Champ Raw starting up this week, so make sure y'all get y'all picks in. Once again, big congratulations to Uncle Berth Apostrophe, winning first place. Salute to my boy Nick Harmon. He gave it a good try to get his third championship, but he came up short by 9 points. But we're going to try to come back with something big this season. I definitely would be at least top 10 this season. I made number 12 this past season. I missed by like 5 points is what kept me at the top 10. I'm mad at myself about that shit. But we're going to come back with something, man. We're going to put our foot in the dirt. We're going to cut up field. But I ain't going to talk y'all today. Appreciate the super chat from Lala D. Get your ass back in the Champ Ross, please. You know what I'm saying? Almond Brown about to have a full season in the Champ Ross. She did very well in the time that she put in this past season, but now we about to see what she do with a full season. I think she got enough to be top 20. So that is my challenge to her, be top 20. And yeah, everybody y'all come back, man, let's do something. Lala D said she'll be top 2. All right, we're gonna see. I'm trying to think who's gonna win out of you and Almond Brown. I think that's some good competition. I really do. Yeah, it ain't because she been beating guys. She beat Eric R. Her and Yeo Coles had a trilogy. So they went back and forth a little bit. She beat some more people. I can't think of who all she beat. Yeah, she doing pretty good. But yeah, I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. Salute to y'all. Appreciate you, man. We're gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Most definitely. Appreciate the super chat, Joseph Brown, Napoleon Armstrong. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the members. Appreciate all the support and love, man. Appreciate y'all opinions, man, y'all thoughts. Appreciate y'all coming through supporting us, man. We're gonna be back on Wednesday over her birthday if you ready to put it down. But if not, happy birthday, bro.
Well, appreciate that, brother.
No problem. See, catch y'all on the next one. Till next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls. The fuck out my gym.
You heard them.
Peace.
Gee.